When you watch this film, you will be on the cusp of 2024's first seconds. This silent moment, and before we confront the opportunities and difficulties that lie ahead, let's pause for a moment to contemplate. Consider your 2023. You've lost significant others, and your friendships have family issues caused you to feel alone and disengaged from your own life. You were anticipating an adventure and a voyage of discovery to new places. However, it was destroyed by a severe accident that not only prevented you from exploring, but also caused you a major health issue, followed by issues with your business strategies in the competitive market family and friends' rivalry and resistance, which makes your dreams appear further away. In 2024, you will have another opportunity to alter your course and get rid of. Sometimes letting up of things that aren't important or helpful isn't an indication of the main message of today's film, is that weakness is a sign of strength and knowledge. These 13 items are founded on the Stoic concept and should be discreetly disposed of. These items will not only assist you in overcoming challenges in 2024, but they will also assist you reach your full potential. Don't overlook anything, just 2 of. The first of these 13 things will transform your life in 2024. Don't seek applause. First rule, don't seek out compliments from others. From others, picture yourself in a crowded meeting room with lights shining on you and everyone else. Everyone in the room, including the leaders, has an expectation or opinion about how you should express your thoughts, about how you ought to respond, and even feel. In that cramped area, you can feel the tension rising. It's like being trapped in a glass box, where everyone may observe, evaluate, and realize that you are powerless to change. The only thing you can alter are the thoughts or deeds of others. Is your response, how you manage the circumstance, and, above all, how you maintain your convictions and values. Consider this when we rely on others. We cede the ability to determine our own worth to others' approval, so we accept every compliment, glance, and liking becomes a chain that enslaves us and bonds our souls together. Opinions of others, but keep in mind that how you see yourself, not how others see you, is what really counts. When you evaluate your own value based on principles like honesty and integrity, you gain freedom. And diligence, we must learn to live independently without relying on acceptance or affirmation from others rather than seeking their approval. Spend some time considering what you truly desire, your self-perception, and the things that bring you pride. When you begin to, you will discover true power and freedom if you develop and rely on your inner foundation. Keep in mind that the most essential things in life are freedom and self-respect. You will discover new possibilities once you stop seeking other people's approval, where you can freely follow your principles and objectives without fear of rebuke or the expectations of others. People naturally crave other people's acceptance. However, relying too heavily on other people's praise can hinder your development and well-being. Sincerity may be sacrificed if you're constantly seeking approval from others. Because you want to impress other people, you may begin to act in ways that are inconsistent with your beliefs and values. People need other people's approval to feel good about themselves. About yourself might cause you to lose your self-esteem and confidence, which can lead to a severe sensation of self-worth. You must learn how to evaluate yourself according to your own criteria, and dependency on external acceptance for your accomplishments might result from seeking out other people's praise. You're receptive to how others perceive you, and this dependence may make things more difficult. For you to make independent decisions and boldly pursue your objectives, having a constant need for affirmation from others may indicate a deeper sense of insecurity and not being well enough. It's crucial to address these anxieties internally rather than seeking external validation as a rapid growth. Genuine growth and contentment originate within rather than from what other people perceive as constructive remarks, and focusing on your own development rather than seeking recognition can be beneficial. Receiving compliments from others makes you feel better about yourself and more fulfilled overall. Can be pleasant, but relying only on it to lift your spirits is not a smart idea. Regarding your own value, genuineness, self-affirmation, and an emphasis on personal development is essential to leading a contented and safe life. The second step is to get rid of. The second is to cut bad relationships off. People are born with a lot of relationships, including bad ones, and as they age, they form more relationships, but not all of them are wholesome. There are some relationships that might harm our mental and emotional health if they are not addressed health and, if appropriate, leave behind both obvious and unseen discomfort. For instance, when you are in love, you begin to feel constantly unwanted and undervalued. Must push and compete with the other person to maintain the relationship. This is an unnecessary mistake. It not only damages your soul, but it also has an impact on your life outside of relationship. Thus, we should end the one that isn't working out. Advantageous. Neither side will let the partnership squander your time or put you in danger. Needless strain on you. Instead, we concentrate on developing a positive relationship. Depending on mutual respect and development, it's not always a good idea to end a relationship. Disappointment, but a start toward improving your life in 2024, is about beginning to hear your inner voice, not about keeping quiet. Additionally, Stoicism reminds us that prioritizing our own needs means that we can only give up relationships that don't contribute to your life's significance in order to live a meaningful one. In 2024, if you wish to lead a meaningful life, I advise you to exercise caution, and if you wish to make your life more meaningful and long-lasting, consider the relationships in your immediate vicinity. Have you been in any unhealthy relationships that you've ended quietly? Relationships, how did you feel about them? Number 3, letting go of unrealistic expectations. Number 3, letting go of unrealistic expectations. Aspirations for ourselves, other people, and life in general, but are all of these hopes truly necessary? The solution is that you should consider quietly getting rid of these in 2024. Unwarranted expectations in the tale of Jack, a recent college graduate who began, he was urged to advance swiftly and become a manager within 6 months of starting work at a large corporation. A great deal of pressure on himself to prove his worthiness by working day and night. The reality is that in this cutthroat industry, career progression isn't solely dependent on individual efforts. There are numerous other elements are involved, like timing those who establish irrational goals. For themselves will experience tension, worry, and disappointment when they fail to meet their goals. But if you let go of these impractical objectives and instead concentrate on performing your existing work well, will gain knowledge from each encounter, become happy, and have greater freedom in your life. 2024 will mark the beginning of your journey with purposeful objectives and life awareness. Would enable you to lead a better, more fulfilling life, free from needless. Because we live in a culture where expectations are so high, it's easy to find ourselves establishing unrealistic goals. Praying for prosperity and desire while holding on to irrational hopes might lead to irritated, disappointed, and perhaps exhausted, regardless of whether we're attempting to be excellent at partnerships, in work, or in personal endeavors. Learning to let go of these impractical goals entail accepting a more challenging environment, but they also don't mean settling for mediocrity. Accepting a healthy and fulfilling lifestyle entails understanding that it's acceptable to have aspirations, but keep in mind that things won't always work out as planned. planned, but keep in mind that life isn't flawless and that there are unknowns involved. The journey, taking stock of yourself, considering your expectations, and where do those thoughts originate, and do you act on them due to peer pressure? Identifying the reason of your own uneasiness or comparisons to others can assist you in altering your perspective and making your objectives more reachable. Develop your mental agility and adaptability by practicing flexibility instead of be open to different possibilities and options, even if you are fixed in your ways about particular outcomes. That may arise along the process. Change is a natural aspect of maturing and evolving. Therefore, be receptive to it, concentrate on the actions, and shift your focus from just caring about the outcome in order to relish the journey and discover contentment and joy. Enjoy the little things and the significant things during the trip, even if you don't receive what you want. Throughout the process, be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Be kind to yourself rather than harsh with yourself and say negative things to yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding as you would a friend going through a similar situation. Things you are, you can learn to let go of norms by applying these principles that are too high and discover greater contentment, calm, and fortitude in your life. Keep in mind that finding a better, more sustainable strategy to pursue your goals is more important than giving up on them. Longer number 4, we must learn how to deal with those who have wronged us. Number 4, handling those who have harmed you. Safeguard our souls, since, according to Stoic philosophy, suffering and strife can arise wherever. We have no control over what other people do, but we do have control over how we respond to them. These 4 practical Stoic philosophy tips will help you deal with those who have wronged you by first keeping your cool. Your own irrationality in reacting to the acts of others during attacks is expecting others to be flawless is frequently the root of the issue. Accepting this third self-control exercise, we should only be concerned about changes we can make include concentrating on improving and avoiding other people's attention. Finding life in the peaceful Stoicism doesn't urge us to sacrifice your peace of mind. Instead of closing our hearts, it encourages us to find kindness and delight in the quiet, and calmness, patience and acceptance are not only strategies for defending ourselves against people who wish to harm us, are also the foundation of our inner strength and depth. So let's adopt a Stoic mindset. Help you overcome your shortcomings, strengthen your will, and offer yourself hope and self-assurance in life, together with the serenity and depth to deal with those who have wronged you. If you concur with our 5th point of view, which is to avoid comparing oneself to others. Number 5. Avoid constantly evaluating yourself against others. It's always a horrible habit that we do most of the time since we can't break it, without being aware of it, and it causes us to question our own skills and abilities. Feel as though you are navigating the oceans of your life, and occasionally it looks as though everyone is on their own ship. Despite your desire to surpass everyone else and your fear of falling behind, focus on what matters most, and keep in mind that it's your trip. If you constantly evaluate yourself against others, you may give up on achieving better and begin expressing themselves as though they want to be the greatest person I can be. So we must endeavor to develop and acquire every day gets better. Yet we are all fallible, with our own special talents and weaknesses. We should love instead of feeling bad about not being like other people, and acknowledge our true selves, believing that if everyone woke up and made an effort to better 2024, other builders are coming my way every morning when you wake up, and you might. The most crucial thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to compare yourself to other people. Quit doing that to others and begin valuing your own distinct ideas. This will increase your happiness, and when you're prepared to battle with me in 2024 to get better, I'll stop comparing myself to other people. Nowadays, everyone compares themselves to others because everything is connected, particularly on people constantly compare themselves to others on social media, which can cause people to doubt their own skills and feel self-conscious. But they are always comparing, not only detrimental to our mental health, but also prevents us from. We'll discuss the profound reasons why it's so important for us to grow as individuals and be content. It's critical to accept our own journey and cease comparing ourselves to others. Happiness results from being truthful when we evaluate ourselves against others, which we frequently do, on a front of conformity, where we prioritize following social rules over being authentic. On the other hand, genuine happiness results from embracing our true selves and maintaining. In keeping with our principles and objectives, every voyage is distinct, each individual, and is influenced by their experiences, situations, and objectives. When we contrast our development with that of others, we fail to see the nuances and complexity of our own paths. Rather than dwelling on what others have accomplished, should prioritize your personal development and take pride in your accomplishments, regardless of how. Despite their modest size, they may give the impression that they are flawless. Comparisons are frequently based on flimsy factors like wealth, possessions, appearance, or social status. However, these analogies are inaccurate since they fail to consider all of human experiences, and searching for the idealized picture of another person's life will only make us unhappy and prevent us from being content with our own journey toward compassion and empathy. Comparing ourselves to other people all the time damages our relationship with ourselves and our capacity to comprehend how they believe that comparison breeds resentment and jealousy rather than genuine partnerships. With a spirit of rivalry, we can establish genuine connections founded on empathy, kindness, and comprehension when we stop evaluating ourselves against others, encouraging development and acceptance of ourselves when we acknowledge how, since we are unique, we can cultivate a growth mindset which sees challenges as opportunities, failures as opportunities to grow and improve, rather than as indications that we view them as essential components of our own, not as superior to others. Real growth can occur in our life when we embrace and take care of ourselves, and contentment, in conclusion, releasing oneself from the shackles of constant comparison, is a liberating method of education. Learn more about yourself, acquire authority, and lead a more fulfilling and authentic life. If we embrace our differences, acknowledge our accomplishments, and establish genuine connections, when interacting with others, keep in mind that you are special and that your journey is yours. To joy and treasure are the 6 superfluous aims that are the bright spots in the vast number 6 pointless objectives. Life is the ocean of existence, and we are like definite ships constantly attempting to set objectives for our path. But with so many choices, are we truly aware of which, in a pressure-filled culture, goals will provide the greatest meaning to our lives? And continual comparison, it's simple to become enmeshed in the maelstrom of glitzy objectives that don't relate to who we really are. Some people might have believed that changing jobs would be a significant step, progress in their profession, but if that position doesn't fit with their basic beliefs and passions, they will simply feel disoriented and depressed. A luxury car could be a symbol of affluence, but it might make a fine start, but it can't take the place of true, profound satisfaction in their soul impression. But they don't guarantee lasting contentment and tranquility in our era of materialism, where life is full of tension and continual evaluation. Stoic philosophy raises a crucial question. Do your objectives truly represent your basic principles and views? Or are they merely rules that others and society have imposed on you? Consider your objectives you can concentrate all of your energy on achieving your goals, while giving up on those that aren't necessary or won't help you get there. Your heart on the important things, simplicity and focus will make your work truly fulfilling. We would like to thank you and congratulate you on your birth. Regardless of the path you chose, concentrate your mind and soul, since your presence here demonstrates not only your resolve, but also the path you have chosen. We'll discuss how to get rid of all your useless stuff on the next Revelations. Concerns and adopt prom objectives that don't align with our core beliefs, priorities, or long-term goals are referred to as these pointless objectives could divert our focus from what's truly important, waste time and energy, and leave us. When we recognize that we don't have to accomplish specific goals, we can spend our time feeling content or like a failure. Time and effort on activities that truly foster our development and emotions. Reflection on fulfilled values. Determine whether a goal truly demonstrates what matters most to you, why you want to accomplish your goal, and whether it aligns with your long-term objectives for yourself. If a goal appears arbitrary or unimportant, it may consider what may occur if you try, rather than focusing on the impact assessment. Will achieving your objective improve your life and health, or will it cause you stress and divert your focus? Examining the results can assist you in determining whether a goal is worthwhile, despite other more pressing considerations. Consider whether you have the time and money after aligning with resources. Abilities and additional resources need to successfully accomplish a goal if achieving the goal requires you to make significant changes or give up things in other areas of your life, it might not be worthwhile or be able to maintain flexibility and mobility, adaptability. If circumstances change, don't be scared to modify your objectives or let them to. As time goes on, things that once seemed significant may not be. The flexibility to adapt allows you to create goals more freely and determine what's most important. It's crucial to concentrate on significant growth and change your focus to objectives that will help you develop in a way that aligns with your values and brings you joy. You can discover fulfillment and contentment in your goals by establishing intents that are closely related to your identity and what you wish to become, by critically examining our objectives and concentrating on what truly counts. We can steer clear of unimportant aspirations and lead more satisfying lives that are consistent with our true selves. The seventh tip is to use social media responsibly. The seventh tip is to utilize social media mindfully. Consider your life as 16 blank pages in a thick book that are ready for you to write your own stories on. Although life is a journey full of opportunities and significance, social media can interfere with your tranquility. Failures as opportunities to grow and improve, rather than as indications that we view them as essential components of our own, not as superior to others. Real growth can occur in our life when we embrace and take care of ourselves. And contentment, in conclusion, releasing oneself from the shackles of constant comparison, is a liberating method of education. Learn more about yourself, acquire authority, and lead a more fulfilling and authentic life. If we embrace our differences, acknowledge our accomplishments, and establish genuine connections when interacting with others, keep in mind that you are special and that your journey is yours. To joy and treasure are the 6 superfluous aims that are the bright spots in the vast number 6 pointless objectives. Life is the ocean of existence, and we are like definite ships constantly attempting to set objectives for our path. But with so many choices, are we truly aware of which, in a pressure-filled culture, goals will provide the greatest meaning to our lives? And continual comparison, it's simple to become enmeshed in the maelstrom of glitzy objectives that don't relate to who we really are. Some people might have believed that changing jobs would be a significant step, progress in their profession, But if that position doesn't fit with their basic beliefs and passions, they will simply feel disoriented and depressed. A luxury car could be a symbol of affluence, but it might make a fine start, but it can't take the place of true, profound satisfaction in their soul impression. But they don't guarantee lasting contentment and tranquility in our era of materialism, where life is full of tension and continual evaluation. Stoic philosophy raises a crucial question. Do your objectives truly represent your basic principles and views, or are they merely rules that others and society have imposed on you? Consider your objectives You can concentrate all of your energy on achieving your goals while giving up on those that aren't necessary or won't help you get there. Your heart on the important things. Simplicity and focus will make your work truly fulfilling. We would like to thank you and congratulate you on your birth, regardless of the path you chose. Concentrate your mind and soul, since your presence here demonstrates not only your resolve, but also the path you have chosen. We'll discuss how to get rid of all your useless stuff on the next Revelations, concerns, and adopt objectives that don't align with our core beliefs, priorities, or long-term goals are referred to as these pointless objectives could divert our focus from what's truly important, waste time and energy, and leave us. When we recognize that we don't have to accomplish specific goals, we can spend our time feeling content or like a failure. Time and effort on activities that truly foster our development and emotions. Reflection on fulfilled values. Determine whether a goal truly demonstrates what matters most to you, why you want to accomplish your goal, and whether it aligns with your long-term objectives for yourself. If a goal appears arbitrary or unimportant, it may consider what may occur if you try, rather than focusing on the impact assessment. Will achieving your objective improve your life and health, or will it cause you stress and divert your focus? Examining the results can assist you in determining whether a goal is worthwhile despite other, more pressing considerations. Consider whether you have the time and money after aligning with resources. Abilities and additional resources need to successfully accomplish a goal if reaching. If achieving the goal requires you to make significant changes or give up things in other areas of your life, it might not be worthwhile or be able to maintain flexibility and mobility, adaptability. If circumstances change, don't be scared to modify your objectives or let them to. As time goes on, things that once seemed significant may not be. The flexibility to adapt allows you to create goals more freely and determine what's most important. It's crucial to concentrate on significant growth and change your focus to objectives that will help you develop in a way that aligns with your values and brings you joy. You can discover fulfillment and contentment in your goals by establishing intents that are closely related to your identity and what you wish to become. By critically examining our objectives and concentrating on what truly counts, we can steer clear of unimportant aspirations and lead more satisfying lives that are consistent with our true selves. The seventh tip is to use social media responsibly. The seventh tip is to utilize social media mindfully. Consider your life as 16 blank pages in a thick book that are ready for you to write your own stories on. Although life is a journey full of opportunities and significance, social media can interfere with your. Doing so will foster a culture of respect and understanding between people. Not raising your voice demonstrates your emotional intelligence and social skills, in addition to helping you control noise. You are becoming more adept at maintaining composure, which strengthens your relationships. Maintain wholesome relationships and respond with dignity and respect to life's obstacles. Number 9. Your relationships will become more harmonious and understanding if you adhere to these guidelines. Number 9. Venturing into an area that is frequently disregarded. stepping into an area that is frequently disregarded, and establishing objectives and achieving success are all well-known concepts. But minimalism proposes an alternative method of comprehending and valuing what is frequently overlooked in the hustle and bustle of life. To attain our objectives, we lose sight of the beauty in the little things. In 2023, you held on to a hectic work and personal schedule that puts daily strain on you as you compete to meet your professional objectives and be successful. You lost out on a number of crucial moments. With your family was usually waiting for you at home when you weren't working. However, simple things like eating supper with children, conversing about life, and even reading stories to them are frequently forgotten. Now, dear children, look around you. There is a world full of lovely and significant events you've missed, or perhaps you've never tried something new form of art or savored a delectable family meal. Discover tranquility and treasure. The important moments in your everyday life don't need to be loud or flawless. They just need to be crucial and complete. Number 10. Don't share your thoughts with others for their benefit. Number 10. Don't express your opinions to others. As social media usage increases and our lives get hectic, you can encounter these situations when participating in online debates regarding a topic that validates your viewpoint, despite the fact that you have considered it and are able to describe what holds. Sharing is a habit because of your back and the fears that are a part of this system. Thinking is simple, yet it provides a genuine purpose for you and people around you. You can express your opinions without putting them on the scale, and it is worthwhile for us to do this. Frequently feel driven to express and critique our own opinions, but grit teaches us that real strength comes from self-control and that our residual outside opinions shouldn't cause others to feel afraid by criticism instead of speaking from the heart. And this isn't just to maintain our internal peace, but also to make us aware of what goes unspoken when we don't speak out. To imagine a world in which friends don't judge, we create room for understanding. Rather of placing blame and criticism on one another, the world of 2024 is built on compassion and self-control. To listen and take the time to comprehend. Begin your quest to overcome the tendency to pass judgment and ascend the Stoic path by employing silence as a guide. It demonstrates your strength and is an excellent method to help rid the globe of criticism. And in a world where there are many diverse viewpoints and views, judgment is crucial. One crucial lesson in being considerate and sensitive during conversations is that you shouldn't tell other. It may seem comfortable to express your opinions to others, but doing so can lead to issues, miscommunications, and even heartbreak. Sentiments. Instead, speaking with others with caution and empathy can strengthen relationships and make. Apart from other people's opinions, the world is a better place to live. View. By not imposing your beliefs on others, you demonstrate your acceptance of their freedom to think for themselves and to live in a society of when individuals realize that everyone has their own thoughts and feelings, they become more tolerant and understanding. Pointless conflict. Voicing your thoughts without being asked can result in altercations or confrontations, particularly if the other choosing not to express your opinions to everyone can help you stay out of arguments and maintain the harmony in your relationships while upholding limits and privacy, as some subjects are highly confidential or delicate, and not everyone may feel comfortable discussing them in public. Respecting someone's privacy entails keeping your opinion to yourself unless they specifically want it. Helps them maintain their boundaries and fosters trust. Active listening is the practice of keeping your opinions to yourself. Concentrate on paying close attention to what others are saying. Active listening aids in understanding and more concern for others, which results in more profound and significant conversations that foster empathy and connection. If you don't impose your opinions on by creating space for empathy to develop, you may improve relationships and a feeling of solidarity between individuals with various viewpoints if you genuinely communicating properly and attempting to understand them without passing judgment or being biased is crucial for fostering understanding and connections in the modern world. Because be mindful of how you express what you believe to be a practical ability that can assist in creating understanding other people's perspectives and avoiding useless fights makes society more tolerant and peaceful. Observing boundaries, engaging in active listening, and growing empathy. So keep in mind the power of quiet the next time you feel like speaking. Can be, and the significance of speaking thoughtfully. Number 11. Don't talk. Number 11. Don't be critical of yourself. There is nothing more detrimental in life than blaming oneself. It's like the voice inside your head is a creature that ambushes you and erodes your self-esteem and resolve head that continuously mocks you for your shortcomings, errors, and faults. Sometimes it's even more powerful than the opinions of others, but we must not allow them to rule our life. According to Stoicism, self-blame is a demon that must be vanquished because it depresses us and prevents us from moving forward. So how can we overcome this demon? Let's examine the tale of Sarah, a young lady who works in a field with a lot of rivalry and pressure, constantly feeling inadequate, and accuses herself of minor errors. Every time she has a challenge, she begins to accuse herself of something. She allows this voice to say, "I'm so dumb, why can't I do something so simple?" dominate her mind, making her feel even worse about herself. But the first thing that Stoicism teaches her to do is to quit blaming herself. Must identify the voice that is accusing us, hear what they have to say, and record it, since we don't want. If they continue to repeat themselves, we must ask them to use reason. Most of the time people will say no saying if their self-blame makes sense, because their pessimistic ideas are merely fantasies, and we must eventually replace their negative thoughts with constructive ones, reminding yourself that you are resilient enough to overcome any challenge and gain knowledge. When you live in a world of Stoicism, faith and reason will protect you from any mistakes. Despite the fact that it's difficult, we can overcome self-blame, regain control, and begin your journey towards spiritual power and liberation. To demonstrate your resolve, quit being cruel to yourself. It's simple, for negative self-talk can ambush us and undermine our confidence and well-being. The voice in our brains is what limits, criticizes, and demoralizes us. But by recognizing this negative behavior and taking action, we can increase our resilience and mental health by treating ourselves with kindness and engaging in constructive dialogue with ourselves while being conscious of when you speak negatively to yourself. Be mindful of the language you use and how they give you the impression that awareness is the first step toward challenge. Determine whether your negative beliefs are accurate. Inquiries concerning the data that backs them up, and consider things from various angles. When we frequently condemn ourselves based on notions that aren't. To reduce negative self-talk, practice self-compassion by being gentle to yourself and acknowledging to yourself how you would handle a friend experiencing the same difficulties. Accept that you are not flawless. Therefore, learn to forgive people and rephrase your negative beliefs into ones that are grounded in truth and more upbeat than "I normally make a mistake." Admit it, but learn from it. Stop criticizing yourself and begin emphasizing development and fortitude. Cultivate thankfulness, and being grateful might help you cope with unpleasant thoughts on a regular basis. Consider your being grateful for your accomplishments, and the positive aspects of your life might encourage you to think more optimistically and value what you have by applying these suggestions. And having a gentle internal dialogue can help you cope with negative self-talk less successfully, which can result in more strength, self-acceptance, and personal development. Remember that you deserve to be patient and compassionate, especially to yourself. Number 12 is too much. Excessive consumption is number 12. True freedom in consumption is controlling our love of things rather than giving in to our desires. The world is a bizarre mixture of sadness and meaninglessness because we shop mindlessly, because we desire too much. Try to locate it by following the masses of phony bliss, as minimalism has shown us. That obtaining immediate enjoyment is not the path to true happiness. Instead, we must take a moment to reflect on our priorities and confront our own greed, and refuse to disregard it. Living simply does not mean giving up everything. Making wise choices on what truly matters in life is essential to keeping our. When we purge things that aren't helping us, keep in mind that loving things cannot conceal your soul's unhappiness. We must confront our greedy nature. We can discover true peace if we clear things up and follow the path of peace. Happiness and freedom come from understanding oneself and living by the true values of life, not from acquiring more material possessions. Number 13. Delaying tasks. 13. Delaying things causes life to pass by extremely rapidly. However, because we are constantly battling procrastination, we are aware that every second is precious. Continually waits to entice us into the maze of indolence and procrastination, but Stoicism teaches us that self-control and strong willpower can defeat it, so we must never give up in our epic conflict against procrastination. Our objectives should always be precise and well-defined, and our strategies should be. With serious consideration, we must never consider procrastination as a possibility. Focus and self-control are your weapons in your fight. Cherish your time and don't waste it away in vain. With perseverance and patience, we shall not only arrive at our objectives, but also triumph in the conflict against procrastination or postponing tasks. Even putting short-term goals ahead of long-term goals is a typical behavior known as procrastination. Prioritizing comfort or pleasure over long-term objectives and obligations is a frequent indication of this, even if delaying tasks occasionally is common. Time can truly slow you down, increase your stress levels, and cause you to cease your personal regarding career advancement. Determine the reasons behind your procrastination. There are numerous causes of procrastination, like the urge to be flawless or the fear of failing. Discovering the reason behind their lack of motivation or inability to manage their time effectively. The first step in quitting something you constantly putting off is to stop doing it. Divide large jobs into smaller ones. Delaying large or intimidating chores is a typical method of wasting time to increase motivation and prevent feeling overburdened. Make them easier to start and maintain by breaking them up into manageable little tasks, setting objectives and deadlines and making them attainable. Setting deadlines and goals can help you quit putting things off. Make sure your deadlines are appropriate and that you have a sense of direction and pressure, and be sure to follow them. Cultivate self-discipline if you lack it, and the tendency to put things off is sometimes caused by a lack of willpower. Aid in developing your self-discipline by teaching you how to managing your time effectively and avoiding activities that can eventually divert you. Over time, these routines might help you say no to procrastinating. Be gentle with yourself and don't be hard on yourself for the things you put off in the past. Makes the circle worse. Therefore, try to treat yourself with kindness by keeping in mind that everyone puts. Please be understanding that failure is a natural part of learning and that things can go wrong at times. To yourself and focus on changing for the better in the future. We've spoken conclusion. About 13 items that, if you want a better life in 2024, you should discreetly get rid of. However, the trip doesn't end there. You must also take action. Every action you take contributes to the creation of a meaningful existence and inner tranquility. Let's discuss these important lessons if you discovered. If this information is useful, please like and share the video and provide your unique thoughts in the comments section below. Experience will motivate others as they travel.